which will be adding value onshore. Before we close out the day with TTEITI, a presentation from Sherwin Long, who is the head secretariat of TTEITI. So it's going to be a really great conversation over the next 72 hours here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. But first, when we come back, we will hear from the Chief Executive Officer and President of the Energy Chamber, as well as the Chairperson, Mala Baliraj, on what they hope that this energy conference achieves in Hyatt in Port of Spain, as we look at the global picture and its impacts on Trinidad and Tobago. Stay with us here on The Morning Brew. We're at the Hyatt for the Energy Conference 2026.
The Morning Brew, live on location.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new Brew?
And dreams become your life.
This is the time.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Semi-Tom-1, Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Considering a career in procurement or supply chain? Start the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, CIPS, program at CTS College. CIPS is internationally recognized as the leading professional accreditation for procurement and supply chain professionals. It covers industry-related topics like strategic sourcing, contract management, and ethical practices. With 1 day of class per week and 6 intake periods, students can get certified in as little as 6 months. Contact CTS College today and ask about our flexible payment options and how you can get up to $2,700 off.
We reached over 90 plenty. We're nearing that 100, which is definitely an achievement.
Men probably don't like restrictions.
So it's every day something with me then.
What is my mental and emotional state like?
Champion mentality doesn't mean that you just say it.
Yeah.
You have to live it.
Theme of this year's Energy Conference. I'm joined by Dr. Dax Driver, who's the Energy Chamber Chief Executive Officer as well as President, and Mala Baliraj, who's the Chairperson of the Energy Chamber. Welcome back to the program. Thank you all for being here. Building collaboration for a sustainable energy future, Dr. Driver. Tell me, what do you hope to achieve with this theme?
Yeah, I think the theme reflects really the strategic direction for the Energy Chamber, which is around collaboration. How do you build resilience for the industry and through collaboration? So that's about all the various stakeholders who exist within the industry, how they work together. Obviously, companies compete with each other on some things, but then collaboration between companies is also very important. So collaboration along the value chain, from the upstream producers through to the downstream plants. Collaboration along the supply chain between the operators, the people who are buying services, and people who are providing services. And you have a real variety of service providers. There's the big tier 1 type contractors, and then also all the subcontractors there. And then collaboration with state agencies, and the importance of doing things quickly. You need to be able to have sort of that collaboration to accelerate the approvals process. So that's really sort of the whole theme of this, that collaboration amongst the industry. I'd even add regional collaboration. So then collaboration between Trinidad and Tobago and our regional partners, Guyana, Suriname, Grenada we have coming to the conference, and Venezuela is going to feature. We don't have many speakers from Venezuela, just because of the nature of things at the moment. But they can't be ignored anymore. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Venezuela is a big part of the conversation too. We're going to have a couple of presentations which really touch on the potential of Venezuela in this morning's panel, the first major panel, the keynote addresses.
I'm going to come back to the companies collaborating here in Trinidad and Tobago, but Marla, I do want to talk a little bit about that regional collaboration. Given what's happening right in our hemisphere, it becomes very possible for Trinidad and Tobago to collaborate for regional energy security with these nations that Dr. Driver has mentioned. Yeah, and I would say it's really less about being possible and more it's a necessity. So when we think about the headwinds that the industry faces, and this is not unique to Trinidad, we are well placed is using collaboration as an enabler. When you think about the region, Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad, there's a lot of opportunity for us to synergize. There's a lot of opportunity for us to use our resources, and that extends to people resources as well in a way that allows us to step ourselves ahead. We're not in a region that has a lot of capacity and capability, and so sharing is important. When you think about headwinds globally, we're always going to be in that position. From a domestic point of view, Dr. Driver, you make a very good point, but I just wonder how more critical it is now in 2026, given our dwindling resources, that these companies that work in Trinidad and Tobago now collaborate more than ever.
Yeah, and I think that there is that context that we've had. I think what we will hear from the conference today is actually there's a lot of opportunity in Trinidad and Tobago, and that that we may not be talking about dwindling resources quite so much in the coming years. There's a lot of reserves which are being brought into production, so that is a positive part of the story. But that only happens through collaboration, and these things take a while, but we're certainly seeing that happening at the moment.
Marla, you will open the Energy Conference with your speech at 9 a.m. this morning. What can we expect in your outlook? I think it'll reflect the theme we're looking at. Collaboration, as Dax mentioned, is important for us as a theme this year. It does reflect the current state of affairs, not just in Trinidad, but in the region. So you can be looking for a lot of references to collaboration and cooperation. A large part of this conference this year, Dr. Driver, I should say a larger part, because it's been there for a while, but the trade show is also going to take on a really big part of this conference.
Yeah, when I reflect back sort of 16, 17 years ago, the trade show was like a sort of one little room on the side of the conference with a few booths in a side event. Yeah. But now, in some ways, it feels like almost like the main event. Yeah. We have this sort of really, we have 70 different companies. We sort of sell out every single square inch of the Hyatt hotel. Finding booths and spaces for people to exhibit. And we see both our large member companies, but also small member companies as well, stepping up and sort of putting themselves forward. And it's a way of them showing the world what they have to offer. And then we have a lot of people coming in. We have thousands of people who attend the trade show. We have schools who come through on Tuesday and Wednesday. We have a lot of university students coming in on Wednesday as well. So you have that whole element of the conference, and that's really important for the business-to-business part of what the conference does. So that's where actually a lot of the people are business people who are talking to each other, and the handshakes and the exchanging of contact details takes place, which is an incredibly important part of any conference like this.
It's not just macro businesses, by the way. A lot of these are SMEs.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of small businesses. One of the things that every year I notice is that our smaller member companies, they attend the trade show. Some of them take booths, and then you see them sort of really upping, what they're doing, how they're presenting themselves and putting themselves forward, because they have the examples there from the multinationals. So they sort of learn from them, and then they will sort of put themselves forward. And so it always gives me great pleasure when I see some of my smaller member companies, and on the DS Movers, I've seen it on the trade show floor, and how they have just sort of transformed the booth that they have, and just sort of say, we're here, we're part of this, and we're part of this industry.
But there has been a growing demand as well. If you're saying that there are now 70 companies who will show off what they have over the next 3 days, there is a growing demand.
Yeah, I think that there is, and we always sell out the trade show very early. So if we had more space, we would have even a bigger trade show.
Yeah, this promises to be a really important 3 days for Trinidad and Tobago's energy outlook. How important does the energy conference become in the global landscape of what we are looking at as an energy-based economy, Mala?
I do think it presents to a lot of players in the area benchmark behaviors, looking at ways that we want to move forward to. There's a lot of progressive conversations that we're trying to drive. And I think when you look at the panels that we have, there's some new players, and I'm particularly excited about, the 2 collaboration sessions that are happening today. We do have Renaissance Energy for the first time, and they're on a panel that is focused on small oil companies, and that's a really new space. We also have Exxon. So when you look at the balance of what's being presented in the conference, is really not just focusing on what's happening outside of Trinidad, but it is bringing it as a reference point. And for us to develop and grow this industry, we really need to constantly not just looking at what we're doing here, but what's happening in the landscape that supports our growth.
And there's so much impact globally on our energy sector.
Absolutely.
And one of those things, I understand that the Surinamese Minister of Energy should also be here, Dr. Driver.
And no, unfortunately, he was unable to come due to other circumstances.
Right. Who are some of the major players that we should be looking out for the next 3 days?
Yeah, I think so. This morning, we have the keynote speeches. We have the CEO of Rystad. Now, Rystad are one of the world's biggest analytical firms. They have incredible data sets, and the CEO of Rystad, is going to be here. We have a senior vice president from BP globally, who will be attending that session as well, presenting on sort of BP's outlook, taking quite a sort of subsurface geology-led sort of view of that, and then also a senior analyst from S&P, one of the other world big sort of analysts. So these are people who we don't usually have access to in Trinidad and Tobago at that level, and so it's fantastic that they're coming in. And then today the other panels, I think Marla already mentioned Exxon. Exxon are going to be talking about their deep water exploration in Trinidad. Obviously, it's something which the industry here is very excited about, seeing the success just across the maritime boundary in Guyana, and obviously that sort of hope that they'll be able to replicate that success in Trinidad and Tobago. So those are sort of today some of the big highlights which we're looking at, and small oil companies, which Marla was mentioning. Doesn't have such a big impact upon Trinidad and Tobago's production profile, the small oil companies. It does have an impact, a positive impact, and every little helps, but it's also particularly important for economic development in South Trinidad, because those small oil companies employ small contractors in South Trinidad, so transport and logistics contractors, the small drilling contractors, all of that which goes around drilling campaigns. So getting activity happening in that small oil sector is very important. I should note that small oil sector was actually sort of born out of a predecessor conference which the Chamber used to have called the Petroleum Conference back in the late 1980s, and we've been doing this conference every year since the 1980s. But that program, the Lease Out Farm Out program, was actually originally conceptualized in 1988 at this conference, and then the following year sort of followed up exactly how that was going to be implemented, and that's been a very successful program for the country, which I think shows how this conference and bringing people together to discuss possibilities results in actual action, and spawned an entire industry which has existed since the late 1980s and has done a lot in those communities, and needs work on it at the moment to revive it, to really have it working as it should be. And collaboration is a huge part of what has to happen for that industry to really do all that it can do for the country.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because Marla, I've attended a few sessions in the last few years at the Energy Conference, and what I found was that it's a really sober, necessary conversation. Sometimes the conversations here are very difficult. Sometimes but I like to call it very sober of what the industry is facing in this country, but also necessary.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's important to recognize that the conversations are not just macro conversations. There are several technical sessions that are going to be run this year. So we're running 5 technical sessions that really focus in and hones in on challenges unique to the industry, late life assets, decommissioning. These are things that are not in the public domain, but they're really burning issues for the energy sector, things like carbon reduction. So the balance of the discussion really is not just, I would say, for the big business people in the room, but also for the technical minds, the engineers, the guys who keep the thing going. It's really part of that balance that we want to bring to the conversation.
Yeah, Dr. Driver, Marla mentions a really key point about carbon reduction. Many people will view this as some people may want to view this as an oil and gas summit, but in reality, there are also conversations about renewables in a big way here.
Well, I think one of the things I really want to highlight is on our opening session on the second day, and Ryan, you wrote about this at the weekend, the low carbon fuels. Yeah. This is a major opportunity area for Trinidad and Tobago. We have a panel on low carbon marine fuels. We're hearing from some of the big players in that sector, and crucially, we're hearing from Carnival Cruise Lines. The person who's in charge of the strategy about where Carnival Cruise Lines buys their fuel from will be here at the conference on Tuesday morning, and he'll be talking about what it is that they need to see in place if we're going to follow through with this great idea, which has been sort of bubbling under for the last few years, about creating a low-carbon bunkering hub in Trinidad. We really want to see that happening. I think it's an important part of the diversification thrust for the country, and that marine industry, which I think is something where, if we're talking diversification of the country, as we should be doing, that is a crucial element. And you see that linkages with the energy sector, because we have the suppliers of low-carbon fuels, the methanol, the LNG, and the ammonia, which are the 3 low-carbon fuels for the marine sector people are really concentrating on, are all here in Trinidad. So we need to create this bunkering industry to be able to supply that to the cruise ship industry and to the freight industry as well.
Marla, I'll give you the final word. What do you hope is achieved with this energy conference by the end of Wednesday?
I guess it's my hope that we get to the point of understanding that collaboration is the enabler. It is not unique, and it is required. It's not just a possibility, it's a necessity. And if we do really want to progress to overcome challenges that we have before us in the energy sector, that it's going to have to be recognized. We need to collaborate with each other.
Marla Baliraj, good luck in your speech this morning. You will open the show at 9 a.m. Dr. Dax Driver will then chair a panel of CEOs thereafter. Good luck, Dr. Driver. Thank you very much for being here with us on The Morning Brew. Stay with us, because when we come back, the BPTT president, David Campbell, will be joining us right here on The Morning Brew.
Morning Brew, live on location.
Methanol's versatility is Trinidad and Tobago's opportunity. Proman has been a leading methanol producer in Trinidad and Tobago for over 40 years. Methanol is essential to almost every aspect of our lives. Methanol is a vital contributor to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. Through the Proman Foundation, with the support of our employee volunteers, we are committed to developing skills and building communities across Trinidad and Tobago. Proman's highly skilled local workforce is in demand around the world. Now is Trinidad and Tobago's time, because methanol is more than a product. It is key to Trinidad and Tobago's prosperity and progress, making methanol's versatility Trinidad and Tobago's opportunity.
What, boy? The game showing clean, dog.
Hey, it's fast internet and best entertainment I paying for, you know.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, my good, eh?
Hey, the call not sticking. So why you taking so long to reply to your messages?
Hey, I getting Wi-Fi quite out here. Yeah, boy, that's ampler. But what you doing outside? Come inside and lime now.
I'll come in there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be saying,
hey, it's ampler.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around. High quality meat pound for pound. Get the best for less. Start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. Shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just right and special. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
At Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise Inn. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center.
Panadol's new formula, 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
She love the roti, she love the choker, she love the bygone. You ever jump in a car after a fete knowing that the driver more tipsy than you? Yeah, you make it home, but not everybody lucky like you. No, we're not taking that chance in Carnival 2026, alright? We're making better choices. Choose a designated driver or book a ride. Remember, better choices, safer Carnival. I could pick mango, I could pick guava, I could pick tamarind. We making better choices, so designate a driver. Follow roti, she love the choker, she love the bygone.
The Morning Brew, live on location at the Hyatt Regency, setting the stage for today's opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference and Trade Show 2026.
For 6.5 decades, BPTT has been in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is always an honor to interview the BPTT president, Mr. David Campbell. Mr. Campbell, welcome back to the program. Always great to talk to you at the Energy Conference. 6.5 decades. You and I were talking before the cameras started rolling. For most Trinbagonians who have grown up in this country and have lived in this country, BP is a very, very similar, very common word. 6.5 decades in Trinidad and Tobago. How does that feel?
Well, it's a great honor to be in Trinidad and Tobago. I've been here for now 3 years, really enjoyed it. But through all of that time, I've been reminded of the legacy, exactly as you put it, how important Trinidad has been to BP, as well as I hope BP has been to Trinidad. So it does feel like there's a lot of legacy there, but I also want to look to the future. as well, because I think there's a lot more we can do to build on those 65 years.
Let's talk a little bit about the 65 years first tonight. I'm interested in your thoughts in what promises to be a very fluid future in the energy industry. What would you say would be BP's highlights of being in this country for 6.5 decades?
Oh gosh, well,
and there are so many, because Trinidad and Tobago was once the jewel in the crown of BP.
Yeah. So I mean, we started with oil back in the Amoco days. In fact, BP were here even before that time, of course. But we trace the 65 years since Amoco arrived.
Teak, salmon,
Pui, yeah, and then of course we moved into gas in the 80s. So there's almost like 3 phases. First of all, oil near shore, gas a bit further away. Now we're poised to look at perhaps going into the deeper waters further to the east, maybe cross border. So there's an evolution through all of that period. But I always do look back to give me clues to how to deal with the future.
What do you think that future will look like for Trinidad and Tobago and BP?
Well, what we hope it'll look like is that we'll return to growth in terms of production, and that's really what's really important, because that's what we do. So we're looking at our cost structure to make sure that we're competitive, because we have to compete for investment, and that investment then, to use that investment wisely. But as I said to you last year as well, there are areas of Trinidadian waters that are still relatively unexplored, so we can go after that. And of course, as you and I were talking just before, we're in a very interesting postcode here. Just between North, Central and South America, with all of that goes through there. And of course we've got because of those 65 years, a great history and legacy with service companies, with government relations and so on, that bode well for that future.
When we look at 2025 and the year BP had in 2025, it must give you a level of confidence for that future you speak of.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the team back at BPTT. They did a fantastic job. So we brought on a couple of big projects, one with our partners EOG in Mento, but SIP, which is a subsea project, which is a very interesting technology. There's nothing to see above the surface, but very important. So that came on early. It came on rather better than we expected. So that was really good. And we also took final investment decisions on some future projects, on the Coconut project, again with EOG, and the Ginger project. And there's a lot of work underway right now on those.
And 2026, what do you hope is achieved by BPTT in 2026, given the phenomenal success of 2025?
Well, if you look at the period from 25 to 27, Ryan, across BP we hope to bring on about 10 major projects, and 4 of them are here. So we brought on 2 already. We hope to bring on both Coconut and Ginger in that period. But a lot of the work on those projects will happen this year. All the engineering work, getting close to that. And by the start of next year, we hope to be very close to being to bring those 2 projects on. But we're also working on the Canacona project, trying to get it towards FID, and also Frangipani, which we discovered in 25 hours, the start of 25. That's an exploration project. And exploration is really interesting because that's like brand new. Didn't know there was anything there. Teams worked on it. We convinced the company to invest in it and drill, and we made a discovery. And now we need to try and bring that to production as quickly as possible.
You know, Mr. Campbell, given your hectic schedule, you make it a point to block these 3 days out to attend the energy conference. And it's not just attending the major sessions, but also you attend the youth forum, you attend the little gatherings on the sidelines.
Yeah.
What do you hope as BPTT president that can be achieved through this conference?
Well, I think I was telling you before, I've been at conferences all over the world, huge conferences in Russia and in the US and the UK, for instance. What conferences do is it's a point in the diary where everybody can come together. The supply chain, operators, lots of other regulators and so on. And it's a very efficient way of just getting everybody in one place at one time. And so to your point, I try and make absolutely the most of it. So there'll be people that want to know what BP's plans are, what they can invest in and so on. And likewise, I want to know what new technologies are out there that we might use. And you get a sense of the vibe of the place as well. I mean, last year it was pretty positive.
Yeah. Any hopes that you hope to achieve, or what do you hope to take out of this energy conference by the end of Wednesday?
Well, I think it's really important that everybody gets an understanding of what projects are underway, and for instance, next year we'll be spending even more, probably more than $1 billion in this country. That's almost 10% of BP's total upstream investment across the world. That's a big vote of trust into this economy and this country. So yeah, people will want to be hearing about that. I'll want to hear what our competitors are doing, what others are doing. There are some visitors from other countries coming here. Of course, there's also leaders of the service companies who will only visit Trinidad perhaps once a year. Well, they'll come for this. Yeah.
Collaborating for a sustainable energy future, that's the theme of this year's conference. And Dr. Dax Driver sat in that chair that you're sitting in just a few moments ago, and he was mentioning the absolute need for upstream and downstream to collaborate in Trinidad and Tobago, but also for regional collaboration, to look at Suriname, Guyana, let's see how things unfold in Venezuela. What do you make of the theme and the important need for collaboration at this point in time in Trinidad and Tobago's energy industry?
Well, it's not just at this point in time, but at all points in time we work, as a collaboration is absolutely key. Collaboration with governments, with regulators, with service companies, technologists, even with my own head office to make sure that they understand what we're doing. So very, very important. And I've got our worldwide head of exploration and subsurface, that's geology, geophysics, and so on, here speaking at the conference. I know that we've got people from other countries coming here to speak at the conference as well. And as you mentioned, I'm really looking forward to the Youth Forum, because they're our future. Yeah. And they often have a much different view of how to use technology than we have. And I'm always learning, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that, Mr. Campbell, because in addition to you attending the cocktail events and these sessions, it also allows MSMEs to shake the BPTT CEO's hand and to have a conversation, the president's hand, and have a conversation with you about their own aspirations.
Oh, well, absolutely. I was talking just to a couple of our new graduates who have just joined the company like 3 weeks ago at our kickoff event for 2026, where we laid out our plans for 2026. I get so much energy from them. They're so keen. But of course, they have studied some of the new technologies much more than I have. So never stop learning.
Well, we're really, really glad, Mr. Campbell, that you were able to take some time out of your busy schedule in supporting Renegades to be here with us this afternoon. We know that you have a busy week with the Renegades as well.
Absolutely.
Good luck to you. Good luck to the Renegades. It's always great to have you at the Energy Conference, and we wish you a really great conference.
Thank you so much.
BPTT President David Campbell talking to us on the Morning Brew. Stay with us. We're just kicking off this Energy Conference 2026 here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. We have so much more for you in the next hour. Stay.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new bro?
And dreams become your life.
This is the time.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Trinidad and Tobago Carnival presents, for the very first time, at the Carnival Village, Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain, Chutney Soca Monarch, the semi-final show. Friday, 30th January, showtime 7 p.m. 25 artists. RG the band, one stage, one night. Only 10 go to the final. Absolutely free to the public. Call 868-468-8728 or email southexevents@gmail.com. CSM 26.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Deceit and obsession will be inevitable.
I'm falling in love with him. I know, Sophia.
I didn't want that man to harm my daughter, Fausto. I swear I didn't.
You're stuck in every fiber of my being.
That's your problem, not mine.
Love turns deadly, and secrets refuse to stay buried. Telenovelas are back on CNC3 with the explosive drama Cabo. Premiering this Sunday at 8 p.m. only on CNC3. The Morning Brew, live on location at the Hyatt Regency, setting the stage for today's opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference and Trade Show 2026.
At 9 a.m. this morning, the Energy Conference 2026 will officially kick off here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in downtown Port of Spain, where we are at hosting the Morning Brew. It promises to be one of the most important energy conversations there is for this year, given particularly what we're seeing happening across the Caribbean, across Latin America, and of course geopolitically as per usual. Now, there will be a number of sessions today to start the energy conference that will lead into tomorrow and then Wednesday, and one of those sessions will be collaborating for deep water success in the Southern Caribbean, and that will be moderated by Luis Hayum, who joins me now. He is the principal analyst of upstream research at Wood Mackenzie. Luis, welcome to the program. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for having me.
How does it feel to be at the Energy Conference? I know that you arrived yesterday and you're back on the program early this morning.
Yes, but I'm excited. So far, the infrastructure looks great. All the venue, the organizers have been fantastic, made it easy to be here. So I'm excited for the day.
We're excited to have you here, collaborating for deep water success in the Southern Caribbean. You will present on that topic later on this afternoon, 2:30 p.m. to be exact. Tell us about your presentation.
So we have companies present in Trinidad and Tobago that are also present in Guyana, Suriname, the north of Brazil. So this common presence brings a bit of competition for budgets.
A lot of competition.
Yes. But also an opportunity for collaboration, so for knowledge sharing, for services sharing. So I think it's really an opportunity for collaboration. We'll try to discuss that. And also show why these companies are here. So a bit of I'm calling it the Latin America advantage. Which is why Latin America stands out, particularly in deep water oil developments.
What is attracting oil companies, large oil companies, to Latin America?
Yes, so all these big companies, they have a challenge of longevity. which is how to sustain, keep production levels into the 2030s and later, and replace the produced reserves. And Latin America has been a great place for doing such jobs. So Latin America offers projects of scale that is quite unique and you can't find in many other places in the world.
You know, Luis, when I read the topic that you'll be presenting on, which is collaborating for deep water success in the Southern Caribbean, it's not an easy topic to have a conversation about, because the stigma attached to deep water drilling and deep water exploration is that it's not always positive. It's really incredibly expensive. The technology that is required for deep water is very challenging. Even in 2026, with all of the technological advancements that the world has made, deep water still has its challenges, and in some cases, deep water is still very much a discouragement for companies.
That's why you require the experts.
So tell us a little bit about, particularly about gas exploration.
About gas, okay. Because gas will have even additional challenges. So in the presentation, I'm speaking a bit about two of them. The first is having a ready gas market, local market, to absorb large volumes of gas, because you need the large volumes to make a deepwater gas project move forward. And the second one is paying to build the infrastructure. So it's a massive investment that requires 20 years to recover. So there's not a lot of capital with these features available. And I guess that the positive news for Trinidad is that it is advanced in both of these areas. So there is a gas industry, a local gas market, also the infrastructure for exports and to bring gas to the shore, well developed compared to countries in the region.
I know that you will be presenting on deep water, the success of deep water in the Southern Caribbean, but what else do you hope to achieve while you stay here in Trinidad and Tobago for the Energy Conference?
So the attendance seems to be very promising as well. So get to meet people in person, speak to them, have good networking. I think that's the second best goal.
But also, I want to speak to the collaborating part of your topic, collaborating for deep water success in the Southern Caribbean. That collaboration part we are seeing, Luis, is becoming increasingly important, more and more important as some of our fields here in Trinidad and Tobago and around the region get more mature, but also working alongside other energy companies and other countries is becoming more and more important.
Yes, it is. Speaking of the region, one of the examples that I bring, or two examples would be, you have, for instance, ExxonMobil. There will be in Trinidad, Guyana, they've been in Suriname, and they recently acquired acreage in the north of Brazil as well. So they are looking for analog fields across these 4 countries, analog projects. So there is an opportunity for sharing knowledge, for bringing knowledge from the work done in other countries. And that's not exclusive to ExxonMobil. The other example that I like to bring are the two giant Chinese national oil companies, CNOOC, CNPC. Both of them are also present across the 4 countries. So that's where you can build on this knowledge and also on bringing, on sharing services as well. The high-performing drilling rigs or high-performing installation vessels. These are assets that are very competed for globally. If you have them in region and you can share them, you should do it and keep them in region.
It also will allow other oil and gas companies to rub shoulders with Mackenzie, and it allows that collaboration between Latin America and the Caribbean. Sometimes we talk about Latin America and then the Caribbean. But this, your presence here, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting next to me, but your presence here really marries Latin America and the Caribbean in a way that sometimes doesn't exist.
Yes. And there's so much in common. You have Colombia facing challenges with gas or with developing mature fields. But Brazil, the same. I guess it's common to all Latin America how to move forward the stranded gas projects. It's a big topic. The Brazil experience of deep water, Argentina with LNG, building LNG exports right now. So there's common themes that can be, the knowledge can be shared across all these countries.
And that's why your presentation becomes so much more important this afternoon, Luis, because now it really, those countries that you spoke of, if we can have some collaboration between South America, Latin America, and the Caribbean, then it really now opens up a whole new set of possibilities for us in this region to become energy secure.
Yes, and energy security has been one of the hottest topics of all, for all countries, for the whole world. So it's really important to think of that.
Give us a little glimpse of your presentation. That'll happen at 2:30 p.m. this afternoon, collaborating for deepwater success in the Southern Caribbean.
Yes, so I'll start a bit with how deepwater production is growing. So expected to reach about 70 million barrels of oil equivalent per day by 2030. That's incredible growth. The same for Latin America as a region. So also strong growth. You'll be competing, Latin America will be competing with North America, the Middle East, as one of the regions adding the most barrels by 2030. Then show a bit about the economics, the productivity of wells, how it all fits together to move these projects forward, to make Latin America attractive.
Luis, that's a really optimistic outlook, given the circumstances of what you and I were talking about. That's still a really positive outlook.
It is, and Latin America is kind of a hot spot because the world has been challenged. 2025, 2026, oil prices have come down a bit. So we're expecting global levels of investment to be flat or even drop a bit, while Latin America is still growing. So it's a sign of the strength of this Latin America project.
And it couldn't come at a better time for this region, which is so critical. Yes. Luis, I'll give you some final words. What would you like to tell Trinidad and Tobago? You arrived yesterday. You'll be at the Energy Conference over the next 3 days. What would you like to tell Trinidad and Tobago on your trip here?
So to keep the momentum with new projects coming, the efforts to keep improving attractiveness and welcoming businesses. And I'm sure the effort will be successful. Wish all the best.
Luis Hayum, he's the Principal Analyst of Upstream Research at Wood Mackenzie. Thank you very much for joining us on the Morning Brew program. We appreciate you having here. We are at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in downtown Port-of-Spain, building up to the 2026 Energy Conference, which kicks off in just about 2 hours when Mala Baliraj, the chairperson of the Energy Conference, will deliver her feature address. So much going to happen over the next few hours and the next few days here in Port-of-Spain. Stay with us as we continue to build up to the Energy Conference 2026 here on the Morning Brew.
Make it loud. Park, Mocha Marabal. Sunday, 1st February 2026 from 4 p.m. On stage, we are bringing to you Nyla Blackman, Raymond Ramnaran, and Dylan Adan. The Camtasia with the All-Stars Band featuring Viking Ding Dong, College Boy Jassy, and Anika Berry. Unlimited drinks, over 40 dishes to tantalize your taste buds. Get your tickets online at Island E-Tickets, all regular outlets, or call 742-4309 or 685-8697.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my book, bro?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
What, boy? The game showing clean, dog.
Hey, it's fast internet and best entertainment I paying for, you know.
Yeah, girl. You had my good ass?
The call not sticking. So why are you taking so long to reply to your messages?
Hey, I get Wi-Fi quite out here. Yeah, boy, that's ampler. But what you doing outside? Come inside and lime now.
I come in there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be saying,
hey, it's ampler.
Good morning, I'm Sweeney Gray with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. Finance Minister Devendranath Thakur says he does not believe the recently announced adjustments increasing natural gas prices for light industrial customers will significantly affect Trinidad and Tobago's export markets. Speaking at a press conference at UNC headquarters on Sunday, Minister Thakur says manufacturers will still be receiving gas at a far cheaper rate than the rest of the Caribbean, despite the increase.
I'm not overly concerned about the competitiveness of our product abroad. I think our TTMA manufacturers are astute enough to appreciate that NGC has to live. NGC has to generate enough revenues to get close to covering costs, and that even at the revised prices offered by NGC to the TTMA, there's a substantial level of subsidy.
On Friday, the Manufacturers Association told its members that it approached the NGC to reconsider its position or introduce the policy shift in a more gradual and manageable manner for light industrial customers. However, NGC maintains the proposed increase aligns with the government's policy objective of ensuring the sustainability and viability of state enterprises. Diego Martin Mayor Akila Glasgow Warner is challenging the Prime Minister's call that regional corporations will not get another cent from her government. On Sunday, Glasgow Warner shared a graphic to her social media pages showing that PNM areas such as Arima received over 12 million less this year. Diego Martin's budget was reduced by 6 million. Political analyst Dr. Shane Mohammed says different regional corporations have different geographical sizes and responsibilities. He says the PNM's largest electoral districts are Tunapuna, Piarco, and Port of Spain.
Majority of the UNC corporations that they control is in excess of 7 members in or 9 members in a corporation. Pinal Debe is large, Princess Song is large, Chaguanas is large, Kuva Tabaki Talparo is large, right? You have to understand that you are servicing a larger proportion of people.
Glasgow Warner also criticized the tone of the Prime Minister's message, stating that it was deeply disrespectful and seeks to divide local government along political lines. She also says when government publicly labels corporations and threatens to withdraw funding and speaks loosely about replacing entire functions, it is workers' livelihoods that are at risk. However, Mohammed disagrees and says the Prime Minister's message was not unreasonable. And police are investigating the death of a woman found at her Papuri Road, Barkpore home on Sunday morning. Neighbors say they saw Meryl Sabesa drinking coffee on her porch at 6:30 on Sunday morning. But when family came hours later, they found her dead in her bedroom. Her car, a Nissan Tiida, was missing and the back door of her home was open. Police say an autopsy is needed to determine the cause of death. Those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
Morning Brew, live on location at the Hyatt Regency, setting the stage for today's opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference and Trade Show 2026.
Hello and welcome to the second hour of the Morning Brew. We are live at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in downtown Port of Spain for the 2026 Energy Conference. In the first hour, we heard from BPTT President David Campbell, as well as Dr. Dax Driver, who is the Chief Executive Officer and the President of the Energy Chamber, as well as the Chairperson of the Energy Chamber, Mala Baliraj. Some really interesting conversations in the first hour. We will continue those interesting conversations into the second hour. Stay with us here on CNC3 because from 9 a.m. we will also have live coverage of the opening of the Energy Conference 2026 when Mala Baliraj will open with her feature address before the CEOs take over for the CEOs panel with Dr. Dax Driver moderating. One of the chief executive officers that will be there will be BPTT President David Campbell as well. Now, in the second hour, we will kickstart our conversation with a conversation that often happens, but does it actually happen in a realistic way? Much has been made of the energy transition in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world, to be honest, but let's narrow it down to Trinidad and Tobago. Many people want an energy transition. Many people want a sustainable energy future. But are we being realistic in our conversations about how we get there and the process by which we enter that transition? One of the best people to talk to about this is Mark Jardine, who is the Vice President and Managing Director of Commercial Banking at RBC-TT. Mark, welcome back to the program. Great to have you here.
Thanks a lot. How are you?
This is a conversation that, first of all, I always like to start these conversations when I'm talking to banking industry experts, for them to explain to the audience, why is a bank at the Energy Conference?
All right, a bank is at the Energy Conference really because without the availability of expertise, capital, and connecting those dots, the transition on any energy frontier will take a little longer. So for you to get the job done, you need to line these things up properly from state agencies, direct government, private entities, multilateral financiers. There are a number of stakeholders inside of there that need, I guess, the guidance, and the banks, local banks, do play a very critical role in that space.
There are developments where renewable energy potential, Mark, is quite high. What role is the bank playing, and banks as a whole playing, in de-risking investments so that companies are encouraged to invest in renewable projects?
Okay, great. The de-risking of investments really is the primary way to open the pool of private capital into that space. So when banks look at, well, commercial banks, when banks look at the space they're operating in, let's say Trinidad, you take that opportunity to understand the policy that's in place, what policy changes are going to be put forward, and how we can work with the government, with policymakers, to ensure that these are financially feasible. At the same time, when you're doing that, you work with your multilateral partners, you work with other commercial banks and international banks to bring the right capital at the right time and the right resources to the floor. So what we do is really based on what we see in Trinidad as well as the region as a whole, as well as the expertise we get from our enterprise partners.
How can banks collaborate with governments, with private investors, to accelerate the energy transition that so many people deem necessary and critical, but we haven't really been able to go into it in any meaningful way?
Banks can act as a translator, a true translator between the penning and implementation of policy to the financial capabilities behind that policy. So when you connect those dots properly, you do provide a certain level of comfort to, I guess, outside investors as well as private capital investors to enter this space and work on developing the capacity in that renewable space a lot faster.
One of the most important factors of banks in this energy transition is supporting innovative ideas and innovative areas, not least battery storage, the grid, AI. We live in an age of artificial intelligence. How can the banking sector support such innovations?
Okay, so with that, a lot of banks would just look at their balance sheet by supporting different companies with that capital. Luckily for us at RBC, we have an entire team working on innovation throughout the enterprise. That innovation does trickle down to Trinidad, where we see the tools, the capacity building mechanisms that are in place and use that here. So it's not only about what balance sheet coverage you can provide. It is about the knowledge base, connecting the dots between what talent you have, what expertise you have internally, as well as what is there and how you make that policy become implemented into a very feasible and fungible, I guess, asset base.
When it comes to the energy transition, the global target, it's changing. There are demands globally that are changing every day. Banks are forced to go greener, to show that they have this ESG, this level of responsibility for the environment, as well as oil and gas companies. How do you see the role of banks evolving to meet the needs of this green era that we have entered?
Well, we're at the point where sustainability is key for, I guess, global development, future development. So with banks, we not only see, the potential that is there for current technologies and current views, but also the support that we do provide as a catalyst for future developments in this space, as well as providing the education, coverage, and support not only for, I guess, our existing energy producers, but what we see as our future. So the banks really do a lot more, I think, than the public will see from the front. The amount of research and the amount of coverage that is done behind the scenes is limitless. And partnering with, again, multilateral agencies whose development, their core mandate is around sustainability and ensuring that messaging, that those policies are translated into the marketplace through commercial banks is what we try to do.
You know, Mark, banks like the one that you work at, RBCTT, may have the ambition, but there are so many different factors that hamper the energy transition, and not least geopolitical situations, tensions, conflicts. How do you see the geopolitical environment affecting the energy transition?
I mean, in every single way. So the geopolitical environment that we operate in here, and then just the global environment that is at play, can actually derail, can quicken, and as well as limit the supply chain efficiency behind it. So not only is there a policy impact, in positive or negative policy impact, but also the supply chain on how you mobilize what is already there to be done. So rare earth minerals you're looking at technology sharing, you're looking at skill sets, you're looking at mobility of labor, where the best and the brightest are not always able to connect the dots and be where they need to be in order for a global change in, I guess, our energy efficiency and sustainability. So who lives where, works where, goes where is a direct, I guess, contributor or hindrance in where the sustainability of the planet goes. And it changes every day. And it's not only on the operational framework, it comes back into the banking framework, where our KYC compliance controls also have a direct impact on funds flow. So It is every single facet of our energy transition is impacted by it, not always positive.
But one of the peeves of mine, and I cover sustainable energy and climate change, and one of the peeves of mine is the conversations that surround the energy transition but call for almost a locking off of the tap of fossil fuels today. Why is it so important that we have realistic conversations surrounding the energy transition and not get carried away in ending the fossil fuel era abruptly, which is impossible, by the way?
Yes, it is impossible, because if you turn off fossil fuels right now in the U.S., that is experiencing a cold snap, things will.
A lot of people are going to freeze to death. Yeah,
that is the honest truth. So the transition needs to be real. It's the optimization of fossil fuels and the derivatives of same that we have to look at. You can get cleaner variants from the hydrocarbon sector. It is very simple. We cannot just look at a flip the switch. I mean, we've been saying this for years, and the fact that it is still in progress and will be in progress for the sustainable future, you know, we need to be clear-cut and very, very honest with ourselves. We need to work this thing through in a very measured and approachable manner.
But how, from a global perspective, what impact do macroeconomic conditions have on financing sustainable energy projects?
Yeah. So sustainable energy projects can be housed within themselves. So if we put them, say, in Trinidad, you're looking at a wind farm or a solar farm in Trinidad, it is, from the time of implementation, it will work on its own, so you don't really have too much of an impact from the macro side to create the materials necessary to allow us to build a wind farm and or a solar farm. That is where the global impact on supply chains, payment processing, wars, logistics, everything comes into play there. Our government policies right now point towards more sustainability. If they were to shift, that is the direct impact of, again, policy change in what we will do. So it's the stages of where you are on the production line as well as for future development. That is where the macro aspect of it, and you see it every day. You see it every day where you're seeing policy shifts, say in North America versus Europe, versus Australia versus Canada, and as well as China. You don't get the direct stories on impact properly. So it's something you have to be very cognizant of on how to navigate.
I get that. At a governmental level, perhaps all of the enabling environment, I think they call it, may not be there. But how can banks help societies become more energy efficient or produce sustainable energy in their pockets of towns and villages?
You can do that through providing capital, providing advice, and providing coverage, right? So with that, you not only can provide the financial support of it, you also look at how you partner throughout with the local, local equity providers, and also, again, there's a very serious role for multilaterals to play inside of here to provide the support and financing on establishing these pockets of sustainable power, sustainable water throughout.
There is this perception that multilaterals are less interested in working with SIDS. From your experience, do you see that?
Not at all. We have a very strong relationship with quite a few multilaterals, and we see the positive impact that they do have throughout the region.
My question pertains to sustainable energy. I'm sorry to cut you. Sustainable.
No, I think they have a very active role there. And I mean, the work that is done and the connectivity that is there and the enablement is very easy to quantify.
Banks, at the Energy Conference 2026, you are representing RBC-TT. What do you hope to achieve over the next few days here?
Just, I guess, better connectivity, better communication. That is what we are looking for to here. We will, RBC will always support the Energy Chamber. We will always understand that the Energy Chamber is one of the primary anchors for the country, as the energy sector is. So they work hand in hand, and this is why we provide our support.
Mark, you will be part of the CEO's panel this morning. That happens right after Mala Baliraj delivers her chairperson's address at 9 a.m. Good luck in your panel and good luck over the next few days.
Thank you.
Mark Jardine, who's the Vice President and Managing Director of Commercial Banking at RBC TT, joining us on the Morning Brew to talk about the importance of banking when it comes to renewable energy projects and the energy transition which is underway. Stay with us because when we come back, Anand Ragbir from ProMan TT will be joining us to talk us through as we continue building up to the Energy Conference 2026 at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Stay with us. It starts at 9 a.m. CNC3 has full coverage.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my book, bro?
And dreams become your life.
This is my time.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
What, boy? The game showing clean, dog.
Hey, it's fast internet and best entertainment I paying for, you know.
Yeah, girl. You had my good ass?
Hey, the call not sticking. So why you taking so long to reply to your messages?
Hey, I get Wi-Fi quite out here. Yeah, boy, that's amplier. But what you doing outside? Come inside and lime now.
I come in there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be saying,
hey, it's amplier.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Methanol's versatility is Trinidad and Tobago's opportunity. ProMan has been a leading methanol producer in Trinidad and Tobago for over 40 years. Methanol is essential to almost every aspect of our lives. Methanol is a vital contributor to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. Through the ProMan Foundation, with the support of our employee volunteers, we are committed to developing skills and building communities across Trinidad and Tobago. ProMan's highly skilled local workforce is in demand around the world. Now is Trinidad and Tobago's time, because methanol is more than a product. It is key to Trinidad and Tobago's prosperity and progress, making methanol's versatility Trinidad and Tobago's opportunity.
Vibes and Soca Cooler Cruise is back.
Vibe City 105 FM
and Team Undrunkables is bringing you
the ultimate Soca party experience on Carnival Wednesday,
February the 11th, aboard the iconic ABBA Master.
starting at 8 p.m. and selling at 9 p.m.
Tickets are just $250
and are available at all cashier outlets,
Guardian Media offices, Port of Spain and South Park, and online at
islandetickets.com.
The Morning Brew, live on location at the Hyatt Regency, setting the stage for today's opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference and Trade Show 2026.
Welcome back to the Morning Brew, everyone. I'm Ryan Badeshu, and we are here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Port of Spain, building up to Energy Conference 2026, one of the most important conversations there is in the energy sector, if not the most important energy conversation there is in the energy industry in this country, an oil and gas-based economy that sets the tone for the rest of the year. I want to welcome to the program now ProMan Managing Director, Mr. Anand Ragbir. Mr. Ragbir, welcome back to the program. Always great to have you. What are your hopes for the 2026 Energy Conference? It's a very interesting global picture that we're facing this year in particular.
Yeah, so we face a lot of challenges in the energy sector, not only locally but globally. But with challenges comes opportunity, and the Energy Conference, as we have it right now, is the ideal opportunity for all the players to come together, collaborate, find common ground, and just work together. So it's always a fantastic opportunity to meet your colleagues, your peers, and some new people who you probably would not have ever seen.
More than the challenges, this might be a really good conference to collaborate and to really come to one common consensus on how we move forward.
Yeah, and that's the theme of the conference, collaboration, right? Yeah. So collaboration is the only way that we can get the value chain kicking and get stuff moving along in the value chain for us.
One of the things that you may feel might be undervalued or misunderstood would be Trinidad and Tobago's methanol industry. Why is methanol power so relevant to Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector?
Yeah. So, well, ProMan is the second largest producer of methanol in the world. So that's the hardcore our DNA. Methanol, conventional use of methanol has been in chemicals, in paint, solvents, etc. But that's about 50% of the global usage. There's an opportunity for a number of other uses. So years ago, ProMan took the bull by its horns, and we invested heavily in methanol fuel ships. 6 ships, we have it on the seas. In fact, we launched one of those vessels right here on the waterfront. So methanol as a fuel for the marine industry is ideal. We have also now ventured into methanol into heavy transport. So we have a partnership with a local player, and we're bringing down 4 trucks to run on the road, fully methanol fuel. But going forward, the biggest, I think, component of this going forward will be methanol for power. Power to power your lights, power your country. That's going to be a huge opportunity as we go forward.
Why is methanol suitable for power generation?
Exactly what you're saying. Right now, a lot of the islands in the Caribbean have power being generated from diesel and heavy fuels. We all know the carbon footprint that has. We all know the opportunities that arise, and it's almost perfect timing because a lot of the infrastructure in the Caribbean islands are becoming obsolete, needs to be replaced. Methanol, clean burning fuel combustion, is the ideal replacement. So there's a lot of work that could be done to have a lot of the Caribbean islands actually being fueled by methanol for power.
I'm going to ask you to go a little bit deeper and say who can this particularly benefit?
Oh, of course it could benefit the world. So let's start from there. So when you move from diesel and heavy fuels as the combustion fuel, you actually move into the realm of lower carbon footprint. So the world benefits. There's less carbon footprint on the global stage. But on the side of the Caribbean islands, what you'll have is the opportunity to not be in a volatile state where you have the whims and fancy of the pricing mechanism for these fuels and also the global supply chain that's there. So methanol coming from Trinidad, you have stability in pricing, you have stability in supply, and the whole logistics is going to be a lot smoother.
But energy stability and energy security as well. This is a conversation that I sort of talked about a little bit in the first hour of the program, and we will continue returning to it because energy security in the region continues to be one of the most topical issues today. Can methanol provide a level of energy security in this region that this region so craves?
Yeah. Remember, we always talk about price and stability and availability. But guess what? Methanol from Trinidad, sitting as the heart and soul of just formulating what power could look like for the Caribbean, all of the islands, could be ideal. So you'll have stability of supply, you'll have stability of pricing, and you'll have stability of availability.
Why can't we use it in this country?
So the amazing thing is that Trinidad has been at the forefront and a pioneer in this. So nearly 100% of our electricity generation is from natural gas. We produce natural gas, and our infrastructure is built around natural gas. So where we are right now, we are already in the space of clean combustion for fuel and power generation. So it's natural that we'll use what we produce, which is the natural gas that we produce offshore, convert it into electricity. So Trinidad is in the place where we don't use heavy fuels, we don't use diesel. So it's a safe space right now, but there's a grand opportunity heading into the Caribbean islands.
Beyond just electrifying methanol, there are other uses as well that methanol can also be adhered to.
Yeah. So as I said, it's methanol as power for your vehicles. So we're doing a pioneer project right now. We have 4 trucks just landed, and it's going to be run and it's going to be used for haulage. We have been in the marine industry, and we're going to continue in that venture to push methanol as a fuel, as clean combustion, and something to really take us forward.
For the optimistic outlook of methanol, what do you think what are the barriers for Caribbean countries to consume this, to use this?
Well, the barriers is that you have to do some investment and conversion of your existing equipment. The equipment and the turbines actually use heavy diesel and fuels as the means for that fuel. So it's really about the conversion investment to move it into the realm of getting methanol as a source fuel.
Are we moving in the direction, Mr. Ragbir, of convincing Caribbean countries that, and even ourselves, because you mentioned that we are predominantly natural gas, that's how we generate our electricity to light up this room and your room, but are we moving in a direction of convincing that, given the direction of the world, which is maybe moving slowly green, but they are moving green, that this is a direction that we inevitably have to head in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it goes without saying that everyone in this world knows that we have to get in a place where our carbon footprint is a lot lower than it is right now. In fact, we all have a mandate between 2030 and 2050 to get to certain places. So the options, it's not going to be it's only natural gas or one source of fuel. The options are there. So methanol being an option actually provides the opportunity for others to think outside the box. What else is there? How could I be cleaner, greener, and meaner?
This presents beyond the carbon footprint that you speak of, which is important, but this also presents a real, genuine opportunity for Trinidad in this sector of the energy sector to make to really have a strong sector, because methanol, as you mentioned, Proman being the second largest producer of this globally. This isn't just regionally, this isn't just domestically, this is globally. There's a real opportunity here for Proman to really become a real huge multinational player within methanol.
Well, we are already a huge multinational player, but our presence in the Caribbean and the ability to influence the outcome of the Caribbean being a pioneer in green energy is going to be tremendous. So Proman is moving forward to not only produce, but to really become the pioneer to help the Caribbean become the greenest part of the world.
The conversation that you and I had this morning, how do you feel the Energy Conference helps push that conversation along?
Well, the Energy Conference brings all the key players together, and the key players come together to collaborate, work ideas, meet, and probably it's the only forum in this sector in Trinidad and the wider Caribbean that you have such a big array of people with multiple talents, multiple skills, multiple networks. It's really the ideal opportunity.
Yeah, the Energy Conference also allows us, some people may look at it as a summit where oil and gas leaders meet, discuss the way forward, but not really focus too much on the sustainable side of energy. You bring that level of conversation to the conference as well.
Yeah, and it's not only the energy technocrats. You find people with different ideas from different industries collaborating and coming together. Because we live in a world now where it's not only about energy, it's about how you incorporate technology, how you incorporate AI, how all of these come together to actually blend together into what do we need to do. to make the world a better place for us.
Mr. Anand Ragbir, thank you very much for joining us, Managing Director of ProMan. We wish you a good conference.
Thank you very much.
Anand Ragbir, he will, and I believe that you'll also be on the CEO's panel this morning as well. So we'll definitely be looking out for you. That CEO's panel will happen right after Mala Baliraj delivers her chairperson's address at 9 a.m. when the Energy Conference 2026 kicks off. You're watching The Morning Brew here on CNC3. We are live at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in downtown Port of Spain, building up to the 2026 Energy Conference. And when we come back, Parenko will join us on set.
Methanol's versatility is Trinidad and Tobago's opportunity. ProMan has been a leading methanol producer in Trinidad and Tobago for over 40 years. Methanol is essential to almost every aspect of our lives. Methanol is a vital contributor to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. Through the ProMan Foundation, with the support of our employee volunteers, we are committed to developing skills and building communities across Trinidad and Tobago. ProMan's highly skilled local workforce is in demand around the world. Now is Trinidad and Tobago's time, because methanol is more than a product. It is key to Trinidad and Tobago's prosperity and progress, making methanol's versatility Trinidad and Tobago's opportunity.
PRW, the People's Company. Check us for all your computer and electronic needs. Get a laptop, printer, bag combo, only $2,650. Samsung A9 tablet, $1,199. 85-inch Samsung TV, $9,999. Need a printer? We've got it. Get a PS5 console from $5,300. Get an 8-channel security combo for $3,000. Call PRW today.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my Brew?
And dreams become your life.
This is my time.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Stomach discomfort again? Bloating, cramps, irregular bathroom habits? Meet Vivera, your daily support for a balanced gut. Vivera works fast to help reduce the abdominal pain, ease bloating, and support healthy digestion. It helps restore balance to your gut so you can get back to feeling light, comfortable, and in control. Choose for real digestive relief, safe, effective, and trusted for both children and adults. Now available at pharmacies nationwide. Vivera, feel the difference.
Panadol's new formula, 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
We reached over 90 plenty. We're nearing that 100, which is definitely an achievement.
Men probably don't like restrictions.
So it's every day something with me then.
What is my mental and emotional state like?
Champion mentality doesn't mean that you just say it.
Yeah.
You have to live it.
Deceit and obsession will be inevitable.
I'm falling in love with him. I know, Sophia.
I didn't want that man to harm my daughter, Fausto. I swear I didn't.
You're stuck in every fiber of my being.
That's your problem, not mine.
Love turns deadly, and secrets refuse to stay buried. Telenovelas are back on CNC3 with the explosive drama Cabo. Premiering this Sunday at 8 p.m. only on CNC3. Morning Brew, live on location at the Hyatt Regency, setting the stage for today's opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference and Trade Show 2026.
The Energy Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago is embarking on one of the most important energy conferences in a number of years. Geopolitically, and more so now even regionally, there is so much happening within the energy sector, and the conversation over the next 3 days, the sessions, all of the speeches and the presentations will be absolutely critical as we chart a way forward on how we're going with the energy industry in this country. Welcome back to the Morning Brew. I'm Ryan Beachu. It's great to be in your company on the Monday morning as we build up to the Energy Conference of 2026, which will begin in just over an hour. Mala Baliraj will deliver the chairperson's address. We will carry that live on CNC3, as well as the chief executive officers, who will be sitting down for a panel discussion with the president and chief executive officer of the Energy Chamber, Dr. Dax Driver. One of the chief executive officers who will be on that panel is actually Stefan Bach, who is from Perenco. He is the general manager of Perenco. Stefan, welcome back to the program. Great having you. How does it feel to be at this Energy Conference 2026, given all of the major dramatic developments we're seeing regionally and internationally in the energy sector?
Well, good morning, Ryan, and thank you very much for having me. It's pretty exciting to be here, given all the developments, as you're saying, around the region, given also the importance of the energy topics at the moment, whether it is here locally or on a more global scale.
So you've mentioned about the international developments. Can you give us an overview of Perenco's work, given everything that we've seen developing so quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, Perenco in Trinidad is of course under the spotlight here, but you know the company is an international company headquartered in London and Paris. It's been created about 30 years ago by a gentleman called Hubert Perraudot. It is still a family-run business, so despite its large scale, 12 countries, 500 million barrels a day equivalent, so 500,000 barrels a day produced in those 12 countries. It is still a family-run business, and that makes a big difference in the way we operate, in the way we interact, and in the way also we see ourselves on the long run in the countries where we operate. One
of those countries is Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
The growth and development experienced in Trinidad and Tobago is one of the 12 countries that Perenco operates in, has been a real highlight of Perenco.
Yes, absolutely. Historically, the company was very much Central Africa focused. This is where we started. This is where we grew. However, in the recent, well, it's 12 months really, Trinidad and Tobago has become one of the largest subsidiaries of the group, and one that is attracting a lot of attention. It's, as I said, outside of the original place, but it's also one that brings in the portfolio of the group a lot of diversity, a lot of gas, different types of infrastructures, more modern. That's the case of the recently acquired Angostura and Ruby assets. And yeah, a very different approach to how we operate. And that's very refreshing in the group.
But for the future plans of Perenco in Trinidad and Tobago, given the optimistic outlook that you've just said, what are Perenco's future plans in this country?
All right. Well, first of all, as you've said, we've been through a tremendous growth in the past 12 months. The company has multiplied its production by nearly 10. We've welcomed new colleagues, more than doubling the number of people in the company in 12 months. So first of all, there's time right now to, I would say, digest and consolidate. This is very important. And create the right environment and the right processes and the right structure to project ourselves towards a continued growth in the next few years. There are opportunities in our portfolio. There are opportunities outside of portfolio. We've got some nice projects. Onyx is a project that's a gas development, which we are working on at the moment to bring it progressively towards investment decision. It's a discovery of more than 250 BCF, which is quite significant, although on the low size, on the lower range of the sizes of what this country used to. But that's also what makes Perenco different. We are capable of bringing to life small assets.
Yeah. How does this energy conference set you up you mentioned the great year that 2025 was. How does this energy conference set you up to have a positive year in 2026?
Well, this is a moment where a lot of decision makers gather. It's a moment where I expect to see a lot of interaction. It's also a great moment for Perenco, to be seen, to be under the spotlight, to occupy the spot that I believe we have earned, and that's quite important.
Given the rise of Guyana, Suriname, the unfolding developments in Venezuela, which could now potentially see Trinidad and Tobago connect with Venezuela via the energy sectors, maybe in the not too distant future, this energy conference becomes a little bit more important for the future landscape.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I believe that Trinidad occupies a very strategic place at the moment, as you say, rightfully, really close to Venezuela, also quite close to the Plateau de Guyane, to Guyana and Suriname. So that's and the industry here has been there for a long time. You've got people, you've got the structure, you've got the companies. All that is for the for the country of Trinidad. All that is I believe very positive.
I want to talk to you a little bit, Stefan, about the theme of this year's conference, which is collaborating for a sustainable energy future. Collaboration now, it's always key, but collaboration now, given the geopolitics, given the regional tensions, collaboration now between companies like yourself and others have become so much more critical.
Well, absolutely, and I would look at it through a different angle as well. Trinidad and Tobago is seeing some of its production declining. Is looking also for, ways to keep operating, ways to keep producing, and that goes along with the theme of collaboration in the sense where companies that collaborate are more efficient. Companies that share are more efficient. And when you do that, you've got the opportunity to bring your reserves, to bring your basin further away.
Stefan Bach, you will be part of the CEO's panel discussion that happens this morning. Good luck to you and have a good conference.
Thank you very much, Ryan.
General Manager of Perenco, Stefan Bach, talking to us on the Morning Brew. He will be part of the Chief Executive Officer's panel discussion that happens this morning to kickstart the Energy Conference 20.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my brew?
And dreams become your life.
This is my time.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Welcome to Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have a bit?
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hey, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Are you tired of the same old boring drive home from work? Look no further. Get ready for the ultimate after-work rush with Freedom 106.5 FM's The Overdrive with Davey. Mondays to Fridays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Let Davey take you on a thrilling ride of non-stop entertainment and education. He covers the topics of the day, delves into the latest food and lifestyle trends, and brings dynamic guests from exciting professions to share their professional stories and experiences. Take advantage of this energizing and engaging experience. Tune into Freedom 106.5 FM, Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the Overdrive with Davey, the ultimate way to end your day with a bang.
You ever take a drink from somebody you already don't know? Well, some free drinks could come with a very heavy price. And this year, we're not thirsty for trouble. So choose to keep an eye on your drink. And if you didn't pour it, don't drink it. Don't drink from nobody, baby. Cause this year we're making better choices. Oh, Lord, for a safer carnival.
Why am I talking to him like he real now? When y'all pick your family, you have to bring at least one ignorant family member.
But he don't get out for another month. That was the problem.
Let's get it on. Have a good time. Let's play Feud,
everybody. Walter and I are very worried about you. Well, I just had to get away from all that chaos. By going back there to Sully's, it's a mistake.
Then it's my mistake to make.
I didn't believe it when I heard you were back.
That woman over there, she seems awful full of herself. You know her?
You might say that. How long you planning on staying this time?
Not sure, Dad.
Reached over 90 plenty. We're nearing that 100, which is definitely an achievement.
Men probably don't like restrictions.
So it's every day something with me then.
What is my mental and emotional state like?
Champion mentality doesn't mean that you just say it.
Yeah.
You have to live it.
Are you tired of the same old boring drive home from work? Look no further. Get ready for the ultimate after-work rush with Freedom 106.5 FM's The Overdrive with Davey. Mondays to Fridays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Let Davey take you on a thrilling ride of non-stop entertainment and education. He covers the topics of the day, delves into the latest food and lifestyle trends, and brings dynamic guests from exciting professions to share their professional stories and experiences. Take advantage of this energizing and engaging experience. Tune into Freedom 106.5 FM, Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the Overdrive with Davey, the ultimate way to end your day with a bang.
Calling all filmmakers, producers, content creators, influencers, and recording artists. If you're looking to rent a versatile studio space with green screen, video wall, cyclorama, and more, look no further. GM Labs is here to make your dreams a reality. Located in the heart of Port of Spain on St. Vincent Street, GM Labs is your one-stop shop for all your creative needs with over 2,800 square feet to work with. Take your creative concept to the final product at GM Labs. Give us a call or WhatsApp or message us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at GM Labs TT.
The Morning Brew, live on location at the Hyatt Regency, setting the stage for today's opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference and Trade Show 2026.
In just over an hour, the Energy Conference 2026 will officially kick off at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, where all of the major stakeholders and players in the energy sector in this country will be here. They will also contribute via the CEO's panel discussion and then multiple sessions across the first day today, and then over the next 72 hours, the conference wraps up on Wednesday. One of those major players in the energy sector will be Rams Logistics, and I'm honored to have Sean Rampersad, who's the Chief Executive Officer of Rams Logistics, with me this morning. And also with him is Brendan Mohammed, who is the Vice President of Growth and Strategy. Gentlemen, welcome back to the program. Great having you here.
Thanks for having us, Ryan. Yeah.
Really important for Rams Logistics to be at this conference, Sean.
Yeah, it is. It's a very, very special conference for us. The first time I came to this conference is 2013, right? Which seems like a long time ago, but in terms of the corporate world, it's not that long ago. And I remember walking in here, and it felt so intimidating. We were a tiny company, nobody knew us, and you walked into the Hyatt, and it just felt so overwhelming. And to walk in today as a platinum sponsor, as a company that has done well, it feels important for us to tell our story, because I feel like this morning there are other people who, like us in 2013, are walking into this conference this morning. They have a bright idea, they're enthusiastic, they have energy, they want to build their businesses. And I want to let them know that it's all right. Like, if it feels overwhelming at times, it's fine. It's supposed to be like that.
You're speaking to them directly, as I understand it. I think there are TV screens all around the Hyatt broadcasting our build-up to the energy conference. So they're watching. They're listening, Brendan, and they probably are going to be very much inspired to one day not only be platinum sponsors, but also to see the exponential growth. You're Vice President of Growth and Strategy at Rams Logistics, and there has been, as Sean mentioned, over the last 13 years, exponential growth.
I think it's a beacon of hope for everyone looking in, and from a company and country level down to an individual level. For a company level, imagine a small local company growing to the size where we're now a platinum sponsor at the Energy Conference. And it shows the small and medium enterprises that it is possible. Come to the conference. If you feel overwhelmed, if you think you're out of your league, by no means you aren't. The local capacity and capability in Trinidad is phenomenal. And that exponential growth is not slowing up anytime soon. And I think I could speak on behalf of Rams here to say we are here to help facilitate as well. So feel free to come to us. We're here to coach, to guide, and to help build up those small to medium businesses to get to the level that we could accomplish in the Caribbean.
Sean, it's a really interesting theme this year, collaboration for a sustainable energy future. If any company knows about collaboration, it's Rams.
Yes.
You have your tentacles in other Caribbean islands, and you are also now working with Exxon. So collaboration is key in the work that Rams does.
Yeah.
However, what does effective collaboration in the energy sector look like for you?
Yeah. So I think, when you said the collaboration for a sustainable energy future, that's such an important point. What does a sustainable energy future mean? And a lot of people think about the reduction in the carbon footprint and so on. And all of those things are very, very important. When we think about sustainability, I feel like we are entering a phase in the country where I feel very optimistic about our ability to rejuvenate the sector and to produce more oil and gas. That's a challenge that we've had, right? But if we be honest as a country, we've had these points of significant increase in productions, booms and busts. Has it been sustainable? What does sustainability look like? For me, I think it's really important that we build strong Caribbean brands. We have to take this opportunity that God has given us, these hydrocarbons that are within our province, and we have to build human capacity and capability from it. And we have not always done that well enough in the past. At Rams, everything that we do is because of people like Brendan and others, young people from Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean who've taken us this opportunity that this energy sector has given to them and really developed a career and build companies that could deliver goods and services in the US, in Mexico, in Colombia, and across the world. And I feel like when the Prime Minister speaks about local content and value added, that's really critical. as we go into this next phase of our energy sector in our country, how do we ensure that value retains in country and that we produce more opportunities and help small and medium-sized businesses build large global brands? We need big, strong companies coming out of Trinidad and Tobago, coming out of the Caribbean, and going into the rest of the world. That's what sustainability means to me.
2 hours ago, Dr. Driver sat in that seat that you are in now, and he was talking about not only the need for regional collaboration, but collaboration among companies that work in the energy sector in this country. That's also key.
It's a massive point. And you look at some of the opportunities that we are into West Africa right now. When you think about an exploration well, especially like in a greenfield region, places where you haven't had exploration before, there are so many companies that have to collaborate, from drilling services, marine services, logistics. And in Trinidad, one of the beautiful things that I feel like we've done, especially in Guyana and in Suriname, is that we've been able to work with other service companies within the region and then put together turnkey projects for global operators. So you will see a RAMS in there, you will see a IOCL in there, you will see a Shark Terms in there. There's this beautiful opportunity that we have to all work together and to improve the overall quality of the industry, build strong brands and strong companies.
Sean, Brendan, stay with me. We're going to take a quick break, head to the 8 o'clock news, and when we come back, we will have much more as we build up to the 2026 Energy Conference. Stay with us.
The Morning Brew, live on
PRW, the People's Company. Check us for all your computer and electronic needs. Get a laptop, printer, bag combo, only $2,650. Samsung A9 tablet, $1,199. 85-inch Samsung TV, $9,999. Need a printer? We've got it. Get a PS5 console from $5,300. Get an 8-channel security combo for $3,000. Call PRW today.
Reached over 90 plenty. We're nearing that 100, which is definitely an achievement.
Men probably don't like restrictions.
So it's every day something with me then.
What is my mental and emotional state like?
Champion mentality doesn't mean that you just say it.
Yeah.
You have to live it.
Why am I talking to him like he real now? When y'all pick your family, you have to bring at least one ignorant family member.
But he don't get out for another month. That was the problem.
Let's get it on. Have a good time. Let's play feud,
everybody. Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
The Morning Brew, live on location at the Hyatt Regency, setting the stage for today's opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Energy Conference and Trade Show 2026.
Welcome back. We are now less than an hour away from the start of the Energy Conference. I have with me RAMS Logistics Chief Executive Officer Sean Rampersad and Brendan Mohammed, who's the Vice President of Growth and Strategy. Gentlemen, thank you very much for staying with me. Sean, we're seeing a number of projects come on stream, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but around the region. I just wonder, why is Trinidad and Tobago still such an important